Blog Talk Radio.
Well, hello and welcome back. It was a long week. It seemed like anytime we miss one show, it just seems like it takes forever. But welcome to Define You Radio, classes in session with the Queens of Hot Seat, my beautiful co-host, Queen LyVonne.
Hello, everybody.
And baby sister, a.k.a. sometimes she pop off on the show, and other times she's just sweet, Queen Shannon.
Hey, everybody. I like that intro.
I know. And, of course, I'm your co-host, Valencia-Griffin-Wallace. Make sure you are subscribed and connected to all things Define You. You can visit defineyouradio.com. You should be with us on our Facebook page as well, because sometimes we just be posting stuff. So all three of us were on assignment this weekend. Me and Shannon was in NOLA at the Move Experience, which was crazy, madness.
Yes.
Queen LyVonne was doing it up in South Carolina. It was crazy madness. I'm going to just throw some of our crazy madness onto your crazy madness, and it makes it work like a good gumbo.
It does.
Ladies, did y'all like everywhere? Because it's this weather. I blame the weather. Okay? I'm sorry. Notice that you hear, that's how you know it's cold here. When you could hear that angry bass in my voice, that's how you know.
I wasn't sure if it was the weather or cars. I'm giving up carbs. I ain't even going to tell that lie on this show. Queen Shannon, I was about to tell a lie and shame the devil. You know how they say tell the truth and shame the devil? I was about to tell a lie and straight up on the radio. Shannon, so did you miss doing the show last Tuesday? I did miss doing the show because, I like an occasional pop-off every now and again. So, listen, I was missing my weekly pop-off.
Okay, so now you're admitting to it. So anytime me and Queen LyVonne say about you popping off and you try to deny it, you just admitted it, and you know the show's out there forever.
Well,
on the side note,
for the rest of 2018, I'm going to let that be the case. But after that, there's no more popping off.
Y'all better not miss a show of Define You Radio. Or you guys should know that Queen Shannon has her show that comes on Thursday nights at, is it 7 p.m. Central?
Yes, ma'am. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard, 8 p.m. Central.
Okay. And go ahead and drop the link, Queen Shannon. She popping off all on her show, y'all. It's straight pop off, beginning to end.
She's going to save it for her show. You can just go to blogtalkradio.com/flyconversation or bit.ly/talkfly.
Y'all, I'm going to say, because she definitely popping off this Thursday. I'm going to be on probably before Shannon get on her own show. Side note, if you are friends, I'm going to be on an hour early. If y'all are friends with Shannon or have been following any of the Move 2018 hashtags and see pictures from the event, you will see the picture she posted of her sitting in the chair looking like a queen on her throne with her Wakanda necklace that we talked about a couple of shows ago. I'm going to leave it there. And I'm going to say that's all I was going to say in Arranged Marriage by Valencia.com. Now,
she did look regal.
She did with her Wakanda necklace. She looked very Wakanda-ish.
Wakanda-ish. That's the word right there, Wakanda-ish. Yes, Wakanda-ish.
We are taking applications for her king of Wakanda. Okay, this is what happened when we miss the show. It's like we miss each other.
I know.
Now,
I know.
I don't know if y'all caught the picture that I wish I could find. I'm going to find it and tag myself in the picture of Queen Lyvonne out there looking like a snack this weekend in South Carolina.
Wait.
Oh, my God.
A snack. I think that's what them youngsters say. Like, out there looking like a snack. I say all that to say I love y'all. I miss y'all so seriously. But see, when I say my beautiful co-host, like, I'm not just saying it to make them feel good, y'all. I'm telling y'all need to peep these queens out when I say beautiful co-host. Otherwise, I would just say my co-host if they weren't beautiful. Okay, I'm just being honest.
Lord, we are praying for you.
Oh, my God.
Jesus be a fan.
But we have to say, I always say, you know, the anointing flows from the head down, the beauty flows from the head down, because we have a great queen. And I can tell y'all, there's a couple of pictures of her posted up in those shoes. I was like, you better work the shoe ministry this week, because she was posting.
And honey, not only is she beautiful, but her spit game is strong. They better know she come with them bars.
Yes, she did.
See, why Shannon want to be messy? Shannon want to be extra right now. Let me tell you something. If anybody ever doubted how I go hard in the paint with a hot 16, ain't that it's 16 bars, right? 16 bars. Yes. How, we're gonna have to post that video publicly. If you was not in the movie experience, dress in heels. I spit a hot 16. Was it 16? I don't know.
She spit them bars. We wasn't even ready for that. We wasn't ready.
No.
Tell y'all don't doubt. Don't let the hair and the dresses and the heels fool you. I got bars.
Nope.
Okay. So that was our weekend and our week. Y'all, I'm telling you, when all three of us get in the building, y'all will know it will definitely be Define You Radio, live and uncut, all of the above.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got like 48 days left in the rest of this year, I believe. We have a couple of shows left, and we are going to close the year out with a bang. We're going to warm up your fall and your winter nights, and, of course, classes in session. And we are jumping off tonight with a price tag mentality. Mind you, this came from Queen Lyvonne, so she's going to have to set it off with this one. So we'll love to hear your questions, comments, all of the above. Make sure you guys know y'all can always inbox us or follow us on the Facebook page. Before we get started, let me say hashtag China Stand Up. We see China like 37% of our listening audience is in China. China, call us. Passports on 10. I'm just saying. Define You Radio in China all day.
I know that's right.
They may not let us out because I don't know how to act in the States.
No.
Like, I need to know the rules of the game before we cross. Before we cross international waters. Pull around and get us hammed up. And then we'd really have to do arranged marriage by valencia.com and leave Shannon so we could get out the country.
Listen, because I promise you I won't go over there and pop off. I promise you that.
I said I was going to do right tonight, Lord. I said I was going to. But Shannon, as much as we love you, if it was our freedom versus us marrying you off, what do you think would happen?
I'm going to run away and y'all going to be stuck looking for me. So y'all going to be stuck.
We done had you in a little white outfit. Right. I'm laughing, but I'm just trying to figure out how to
playing the wedding over there.
You won't even have to worry about it. Playing your escape. That's what I need you to play.
We can't go nowhere. Shannon, you're supposed to be able to sacrifice your hand in marriage for the freedom of your sisters. I'm just saying. That sounds selfish.
Can you see my face right now?
Yes, ma'am. Oh, Lord have mercy, Jesus. Yeah, this is what happens when we take a week off. Literally, y'all, I think we talked 2-3 times yesterday because LaVon's phone kept hanging up. So,
that was.
I'm just gonna say. I know that sounded good, didn't it? That sounded real good. Queen LaVonne. Okay, so you proposed this topic, which I love because I'm going to start using that. Like somebody make me mad, I'm going to start saying that you got a price tag mentality, boo-boo.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the listening audience, and we know we do have a heavy international audience, what does that mean? Like, what do you think of when you say when you think of a price tag mentality? Because I'm serious. I'm going to start using that when I have road rage. I'm going in. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Queen LaVonne.
Well, when I was thinking about it, I thought how, and this is for anyone, like you said, we do have an international listening audience that is comprised of, both sexes. So this is something that you will see men and women have to deal with this in society. We look at reality TV. We look at, musicians. We look at athletes. We look at these people that have, quote, status, and it's all tied to a price tag because it's tied to the car you drive, to the house you live in, to the shoes on your feet, to the bundles in your hair. Everything comes with the price tag. So the image that we are portraying is going to be dependent on the dollar signs or the commas or the zeros that's on your body or that's attached to you. So I just started to think how many people are living this price tag mentality where you have exchanged your true value and worth for what society thinks is of value, depending if it's your hair, your clothes, your car, your status.
That's like having a red
beginning of the show.
That's, you know what? Things was all fun and light. But you know what I thought of? It's like, red, you wearing red bottoms and you catching the city bus, and not by choice.
That part.
But because somebody will get to see you walking in your red bottoms, not knowing your red bottoms got a hole in it from catching the bus stop. That's my 5 cents look. But no, and I'm like me being 100, and it is to me, with me, I was like that when I was younger. And when I was younger, I'm talking about young, like when back in the days where you had to have Guess and Gerbeau and all of those, like in schools, like anybody could see the labels. You had to have Polo, and I mean Ralph Lauren Polo, not just out. Walmart,
Beverly Hills Polo Club,
right? Yes, like you.
Yes.
I needed to see your little man,
right?
And it was what else? Back Dooney and Burks. I'm dating myself, but y'all know, back then, I ain't have no money. Herringbone chains. I know I'm going, which I would really like a herringbone chain now at this moment. I'm just saying, if somebody could my cash out. What's my cash out?
I would,
because now I could afford one. But back then, like I used to borrow dudes' herringbone chains because that's what people was wearing. Like, boy, let me wear your chain, because it was based on, I had to have like that look, even if it wasn't mine, even if that meant I had to borrow clothes from somebody else just so I could have that stamp on who Valencia was. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
And as I got older, and it's real talk, which, of course had a lot to do with you know, the way I grew up and not having nothing. Like, I didn't have anything, but I didn't want to look like I didn't have anything. And now you have grown women that don't have anything, and I'm not just talking about financially, I'm talking about emotionally, like emotionally bankrupt women that we put value on because they have the right price tag. I'm done.
But you think about it, Valencia, you have people that walk around that have more money on their body than they have in their bank account.
Hello.
I'm sipping my coffee. Go ahead, LyVonne. I feel it all in your throat. You ready to go in.
I mean, you think about that. Like you said, they're wearing red bottoms with the hole in it, you know, strutting like they got it going on. You know, they toting MK purse or they toting the Coach bag, but it's nothing inside of it. So why are you perpetrating the lie?
Now, in light of let me direct us from just talking about our sisters now, because our brothers out here doing the same thing. Our brothers out here,
amen.
They want to drive home and live it in the projects. I don't understand. I'm sorry, you got this big beautiful Hummer with these rims on it, and you paying $25 rent. I don't understand how this is going down. Somebody help me understand that. You don't even have a yard or a driveway. I'm saying you don't have a yard or even a driveway to pull your car in, but that's the highlight of your life.
But half the time, Shannon, you think they're not even staying in their own place. They living with the girl who house it is that is Section 8 or that's, you know, paying the $25 rent. It's not even in their name.
You absolutely correct. You are absolutely correct.
I'm scared for next week, Jesus. I'm scared, Lord. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I had my phone. I thought I had myself on mute. Y'all, we do have a male guest coming on next week. So go ahead, Queens. Go ahead. But he's an enlightened male. He's enlightened. So I'm gonna say that. But like I agree 150%, and a lot of times. Not now, but I could see where in my younger days you get fooled by that, and nowadays, I don't know if people still do it, but like I never forget, God forgive me, but like I don't never forget stuff, okay? But there was this girl that I used to work with back in the day. Now, mind you, I didn't feel sorry for her, and I'm just being 100% honest because she had a nasty personality. Okay, nice car. She was renting rims. Okay, she was renting rims, and then people politely came on site, and meaning at the job, and left her got their rims, and left her nice car on blocks right there in front of their job.
Are you kidding me?
No, the same thing. And I'm not. Has happened here. I've seen the exact same thing. In the handicap spot for this girl. In the handicap on cinder blocks.
No.
But I'm like, for rims? Like rims? Like, I got, like rims. And I'm not talking about no young 19, 20-something-year-old. I'm talking about a grown woman, like grown children type woman, and you renting rims. I have questions. How much does it even cost to rent rims? Rims? Like rims.
And that's not even right. That's not even something that's necessary for you to rent. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy because people's life, and to LyVonne's point, people's life is based on this price tag. Because I look at young girls walking around my job today, holes in their pants, flip flops look like the sandals look like they've been wore out, and yet you had to go buy an iPhone 8. Why? Why?
And that's a more.
Right, you could have got you some more clothes, which you desperately need.
They could have got some insurance.
Exactly.
We ain't even gonna go there. I mean, I always say that you want to get a iPhone, this new iPhone X or whatever you're paying, even like the Note 9 that came out, it's like $900. People paying almost $1,000. Do you know you can get enough life insurance? That's a life insurance for a couple of years. Hello,
sure is.
But you rather I mean, like really, a phone?
And if you know, like I know, you're gonna drop the phone anyway. Or lose the phone, or I mean, let's just be honest. It's crazy. It'll be different if it was just the younger generation, but then we see that materialism and it's interesting to me. Like, I'll be around women, and y'all know I love my wigs, and the fact that at the event I got caught up in the moment and said I wasn't buying no more wigs for the rest of 2018, and I was going to take that money and adopt a family for Christmas. So I have to keep that in front of my mind as I look and see new wigs, okay? But I don't spend a lot of money on my wigs because I know how I treat them. You know, I enjoy my wigs, but I don't spend a lot of money on them. And I'll run across people that, I have spent this and this on a sew-in. And are you kidding me? Girl, this wig cost me all of $30, $40, $50, and I try to catch it on sale on Amazon if possible.
I know that's right.
I would.
But wait, what you mean on the sew-in? Forget the sew-in. Let's talk about the price of the bundles of themselves.
Yes, the bundles themselves.
Pre-sew-in, if it's $200 minimum on just the hair.
How much
minimum?
How much head does a bundle cover? I mean, I'm being serious because, see, like back in my day, it was tracks. You know what I'm saying? You just went and bought some you go buy some hair, you get your tracks. And now I guess bundles is the phrase now. And I'm like, what exactly is a bundle? Why they cost so much? Like, what are you taking this off somebody else's head and putting it on mine? Like, how I know this real human hair before I go spend a house note, car note, or whatever. Like, is it going to last the rest of my life? Is it going to attach to my own roots? Like, I have questions about bundles.
Depending on the fullness of your hair, you need at least 2, and that's not. At least 2. If you want it nice and thick and full, Farrah Fawcett, flipping everything, you're probably gonna get 3, and that's not including if you're getting a closure or a frontal or a 360 frontal.
Right. LaVonne, that's your book right there. I've learned a whole lot about bundles in about 2 seconds. And guys and kings and queens, don't get it twisted. Like, we're not, to each his own with what you feel, However, when it's a problem, when you have fresh new bundles or fresh new Louis or MK or whatever else and your lights are getting cut off, that's where that's the issue. That's where the issue is. Because when all of that is when all of that's number one, who knows? Because honestly, I don't know a good bundle from a bad bundle. I don't know if I'm seeing a bundle or a wig. Because I'm telling you, I got some wigs that make you think I paid Beyonce prices for it, and it came off Amazon.com, and they better have given me free shipping.
I know that's right.
And I'm just, but I want to take this discussion a little further, because when I think price tag mentality and knowing your worth and those things, so I want to talk about like the people who feel like you're worth more than them, so they have a nasty attitude towards you. Shannon.
Okay. So,
here you go. Like I feel her clearing the throat.
Yes. I was like,
clearing the throat, y'all.
No, because I'm gonna keep it good this round right here. My take on those type of people, and actually the whole situation. It only would matter to you if you really, in fact, do not know who you are. If I don't know who I am, it's going to bother me that somebody thinks that they're better or higher or they're worth more than I am. Because, see, when I know who I am, I know that regardless to what they're doing, what avenue they have going on, where they are in their life, or whatever they got going on that makes them think they're worth more, they still can't do what it is that I'm supposed to do. They still can't be in my
That's
lane.
That's Queen of Wakanda right there.
It is.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
In my lane. They can't be in my lane and do what I'm doing. So it only matters to somebody that does not have an idea of who they are. The person that they fashion themselves to be, 9 times out of 10 is who somebody told them they are or who they should be. But when they're living in there for real authenticity and real uniqueness, it doesn't matter what anybody else says because I know who I am. I know what I bring. I know for a fact, let's keep it real, if you were, in fact, quote, unquote, worth more than me, then, honestly, you shouldn't even have crossed paths with me. Just be real. How do you cross paths with, think about it, how does a king, a queen, cross paths with the peasants? They really don't.
Jesus.
To even recognize
LyVonne,
the peasant, to tell the peasant.
Right there.
To tell the peasant, I'm the queen. Like, when does the queen talk to the peasant and say, I'm the queen? She doesn't have to. Because guess what? She doesn't really see the peasant. She knows they're there, but who are you? It doesn't really matter. So if you're really worth more than me, as you would have your mind to believe, why are we even crossing? Why did you even have to why do you feel the need to prove that? Oh, because you don't know. That's just my take.
I knew I was waiting for it. I knew when she cleared her throat, Queen LyVonne, it was coming. I knew it was coming. Like, I heard when Shannon put some bass in her voice, like, to me, I could tell.
That little pause.
Yeah,
that little
like
pause.
Like, woo, I'm about to expel all the air in these lungs. But
exactly.
I'm going to say this, I'm going to pass that question on to Queen LyVonne, but I've honestly, because I've had this happen in this way, that somebody will say something to me in a nice, nasty way, not knowing I am the queen of nice, nasty. Don't get it started. But like, oh, Valencia, you must spend so much money on your hair. Or you must, people like not knowing. You must get your hair done every week. You must spend this and this on your, like I've had people say that in a nice, nasty way. And then I'll come back like, no, I just make stuff that don't cost money look good. I have a mortgage, boo-boo. I'm sorry. Did y'all catch that bass in my voice? But
I caught it.
Like I've had, you know what I'm saying? Like I've had that happen. And anybody that know me know when I go speak or when I travel, period, I bring more than one pair of shoes because I don't know what I'm wearing, what shoes going to go with it, hurt my feet. I'll tell you in a minute, I got about 1 hour left in these shoes. But that's me. That's who I am. And I take care of my stuff. So my shoes and my clothes last me like 4 years because I take care of my stuff, regardless of how much I paid. And I don't like spending a lot of money on those things. But when people assume, that's telling me you have a price tag mentality because you feel that way towards me without even knowing me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Queen LyVonne.
Exactly. And that I can relate to that. And I think it stems from when they, like you say, they look at you and they automatically assume, they make the assumption that, well, this is where she's putting out her money, into her image, not knowing you've got your stuff in order. You have a mortgage to take care of. You have a son, that's in college, that's in the service now, but you have responsibilities and you know what's important. like you said, it doesn't do any good to have a $500 sew-in, but you don't have lights. You can't see how to comb it.
Okay.
At the end of the day, it's still about owning. And even as Shannon said, if you're comfortable in who you are, then I don't have to worry about what you think of me and what you think my value is if I understand my value. Because I'm like Valencia. I can make a Walmart dress look good.
Because I don't know about
it's
that.
It's not about
Walmart,
the price tag.
This Walmart out here, shoot, let Walmart holler at us all day. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, but I mean, but it comes from being confident in who you are, knowing who you are, and understanding that the value isn't tied to a price tag on the dress that you have on, but the value of the price tag that you have on your heart, that you have in your mind. That it doesn't matter if I have to show up, with a $20 dress on and some shoes that I've gotten because I was thrifting. You know what? If I can walk in there with my head held high, with my crown straight on my head, I can say, you know what? Hello, I'm lyvonne-Copeland. How can I help you? And not feel threatened because you're standing there in your Gucci and your Louis. I won't feel threatened.
Because here's my thought. And then you want to stand up here in your Gucci and your Louis, like I care, making them rich for you to go broke. I'm trying to stack my paper. Why the hell make them rich like that? I'm just saying.
I don't even, my pinky out. Y'all, one day though, there will be a Define You radio, TV, Define You, something of that nature. But right now, we can't even Facebook Live while we on the show.
No. I was going to say they ain't ready for that, Valencia.
Because I'm over here with a bonnet on, my green coffee cup, and my pinky sticking out. I'm sedity drinking my coffee. How these queens cutting up. No, I don't have my bonnet on yet.
I got mine.
Bonnet manufacturers holler at us, but something else. Like, I love everything that you said, and this is the thing with me. Honestly, I can't tell a real Michael Kors from a fake one. I can't tell. And the only way I even know it's a Michael Kors or something, it better have a name on it where I could see. Because I don't, I can't look at a person and be like, oh, that's Michael Kors, or look at that outfit and, oh, that's Gucci, or something else I can't pronounce. I honestly can't tell just by looking at something, but that's just me and who that's who I am. Some people could tell, but I can't, honestly. And that's the thing to think about too. Like, a lot of times we put a whole lot, or people put like a whole lot of stock in somebody's image, and not so much their image, but what we think their image is worth, right? So, like, we'll pay $500 for some headshots just to say we paid $500 for some headshots, where I know a photographer, I could get my stuff done beautifully, and it cost me about $150, and I'm proud of that $100, and hopefully one day I'll spend enough where you be like, Valencia, this one's free. I'm just saying, Ashley.
Lord, did you just call the child out?
Really, Ashley?
Did you just really call the child out like this?
I'm just saying. But if y'all seen it in my pictures, that's like real beautiful here lately, and the ones from the event is Ash Lane Photography in Hammond, Louisiana. See, I gave her.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to take that out. She's gonna have to pay for that to give me a discount. But I'm just saying, I really.
She did do a great job.
I know. She got an eye.
She does. She does pictures.
And she got a great personality. She makes me look like I'm the sweetest person in the world. That's all I got to say.
seeing myself through somebody else's eyes. I guess I don't look mean.
Lord.
So I was doing some research on as much as I could with this, because that's a term. What's funny, because Google know everything. So I tried to type that particular phrase in Google, and it didn't come up that way. So when people think about price tag, and I thought this was interesting, because in business they'll tell you to price your stuff at like a 99 cent. You know what I'm saying? Like $20.99 instead of like $21.
Yes. Right.
And so what I took from that is like lowering yourself or lowering your price just a little bit will make you more acceptable to other people. People are more likely to buy you, so to speak, at $20.99 versus your full value of $21 when you got your zeros and everything. Thoughts, Queen LyVonne? I know, huh? That was a good one. Them psychology classes pay off sometimes.
Yes, they do. I thought that's very interesting, because even now, if you are being coached, especially from a business coach or a marketing coach, they will oftentimes, now the new term or coinage is 97. So you want to do 497 or you want to do the 7 on the end, because that's supposed to be user friendly. But I mean, I like that, because you're thinking, even though it may not seem like it's a lot, it's still you're having to devalue yourself just to fit into what society is saying. And you want to think, really, what does that, 3 cents, or that 1 cent, what difference does that make?
Right. Why are you more digestible at a lower price tag than my full value? But we've all accepted that. But at the end of the day, like, if I want something, I don't care what's at the end. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not looking at, okay, it got a 97, I'm going to buy that. Like, if it's something that I want or need, I'm going to get it. But you see it all the time. Look at the car commercials. You could get this, whatever, for $16,999. And this is when I watch it. Why they just want to say $17,000? That's my mentality.
That's mine too.
But then you got,
I don't like all all that change.
Right.
Change.
Right. That's just too much. Like, what I'm supposed to, what if I had cash? So do you think society, business-wise, the commercials, those things have trained us that in order to be digestible, we need to kind of lower our price tag a little bit? Queen Shannon. Oh, I'm on it today with that psychology.
I honestly believe it has done that. I believe society plays a bigger part than we care to give it. It is actually it's really heavy psychology that society uses to control everything we think and everything we feel. It's so hard, which is why it's so hard for people to step out and do the thing that burns within them to do, because I don't think I'll be accepted, or this is outside the norm, or even just I was having a conversation with a gentleman a while back, like a couple weeks or so back, and he was talking
Arranged
about
Marriage by Valencia.com.
No. Not this one. And he was talking about a boxing. He was looking at a boxing video, and the guy was actually punching and jabbing with the opposite hand. And immediately he said, "Oh my God, he's doing that wrong." And I'm like, well, "What do you mean? What is he doing?" He's like, "Because he's supposed to do this, he's supposed to do that." So now my question is, well, why is it wrong?
Yeah.
Well, because the rule has always been blah, 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 blah. Wait, why is he wrong? Well, because the rule, and I'm like, well, did you think maybe he's trying to prove that it doesn't have to be the way they said it is? No. It's always been like this for years. It's been like that. And I'm like, well, again, that might be the problem. You're so closed-minded that you won't allow the opportunity of even the thought that he might be trying to show that there's something different can be done as opposed to what they always told me. This is what it's supposed to look like. This is the only way you can do this. He might be saying, you know what, I'm determined to show that there is a different way to do this. No. He can't be changed. Like, and I'm thinking, and I listen to him like, wow, society has us so programmed that if it's not this, it's not right. And you can't come in and change it. You can't come in and make it look different. And people live their lives like that. Because in order to say you're successful, in order to say I have, in order to make me feel like I amount to something, in order to make me feel like I can dwell among other people, in order to make me feel like I can be somebody that I'm really not, in order to make me feel like those women and men that I see on the TV, this is what I have to do. So will I allow myself to stay in poverty, to buy bundles, to buy cars that I really can't afford, to buy all these things and to allow all of that to take over because this is what society says prosperity looks like, what wealth looks like, what happiness looks like. This is what they're telling me it's supposed to look like. So now I'm brainwashed into keeping myself into a position that I don't have to be in. But yet I'm afraid to come out of it because it'll look different than what they're telling me. So society really has brainwashed to, it's there are quite a few people that have been able to overcome that, to look past that, to move on and to understand. Listen, I'm gonna do what I want to do. This is me. I had to just say that to somebody the other day. Oh, your nail color isn't for fall. Do I look like I care about fall and winter colors? Do I look like I care? I like this color. I like the color. I thought it was pretty. I want that color. Do I look like I subscribe to that? I don't care. And they looked at me crazy like, well, most people go for the darker colors. And listen, honey, again, I don't do that.
They didn't know you were the queen of Wakanda. Did you have your necklace on?
I didn't. I was just running around just plain Jane, But to answer the question,
you gotta wear it every day.
I can't wear it every day. But
wait, y'all. Wait. Oh, wait. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Y'all know we normally don't do this, but I told her. I said Queen Shannon being messy on the phone. She on this show, and she hopped on and called in and probably didn't expect that I was going to put her on, but let's welcome Queen Ashanti to the show.
Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. All I heard was laughing. What y'all doing?
Travis, what didn't we do?
I want to laugh too.
What? I
trying to calm
we're talking about, we going in because we're talking about having a price tag mentality, how some people's value, their self-worth is based on a price, what we see and those things. So, Queen LyVonne, if you want to go ahead and break it down a little bit, because I would love to hear Queen Ashanti's perspective on this.
Okay. So, Ashanti, we're talking about the price tag mentality, and we just posed the question, and this is just kind of a synopsis to pose the question, are we today in society, male and female, more concerned about the price tags that are attached to us and our status, whether it's the house we live in, the car we drive, the shoes we wear, the clothes that's on our back, or than the value that is really related to us? When did we stop caring about our own self-value and worth and became more, concerned with what society says we are as it relates to a dollar sign?
Really great question. What's really interesting, it was just a couple of days ago, I heard someone, and I think Shannon may be able to back me up on this one. We were there were some comments about a beautiful article of clothing that someone was wearing, and the person immediately told us the brand name.
Absolutely.
Immediately. So the value. that person could not accept the compliment that she was wearing something that was beautiful. I mean, it was absolutely stunning. You know, it was a beautiful piece. And instead of just being, you know, grateful that, you know, someone gave her the compliment, and I think she was grateful, but she felt the need to, you know, preface any statement by letting us know that it was a very well-known, high, you know, a
so
high name
drop.
brand.
She name dropped.
Yes. Yes. And what I found in that, I was thinking here recently, I wrote an article about trying to, I don't know, just kind of seek validation from other people. And I think we've gotten caught up in wanting to get approval, wanting to get a pat on the back, wanting to stand out, you know, and we want people to celebrate this one little thing. And it's so crazy because seeking validation is addictive because you're going to always want it, you know. And not only is it addictive, it's also exhausting because as soon as you get that little proverbial pat on the back, you got to do something else to perform to get it again. And it's exhausting.
Yeah.
So
my thing would
we just have to be very careful.
My thing would be this, and that kind of proves, I think, what I said earlier, or I thought it. Y'all know I have AD and D. If you didn't spend an arm leg, car note, house note on a quote unquote designer, and when I walk up on you, I don't know. Oh, girl, I like that Gucci coat. I'm gonna be mad. You understand what I'm saying? So people will pay an arm and a leg, sacrifice their children's tuition for something that other people don't even know. I'm just saying. I'm sorry, I'm angry for them. For what I got to pay for Cameron to live on campus right now. You know, like how many Gucci coats can I get? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's interesting that you even bring that name brand up. But listen, what I'm wearing right now came from a discount store. Like I'm wearing a $14 dress, and I got more compliments wearing a $14 dress than I would something very, very fancy. So it's not really what you're wearing; it's how, you know, your confidence is exuding this great energy. You have to. It has to be you. It's you that makes whatever shine. You even if you wore a paper bag, you should feel amazing.
Let me find out.
People will pick that up.
I need to go get a paper bag and fashion.
You know, look, y'all. That's right.
I'll shop at a Walmart.
I mean, but that's, to me, when you know who you are, you know your self-worth, those things, and then especially because, you know, we are, as queens, trying to build our financial freedom, our financial legacy, and those things. I'm sorry, I'm not about to spend, like, money on like, stuff that don't make sense, because really I have to evaluate, okay, Valencia, like, you know how much you got to pay for Cameron to live on campus, you know, or you know how much this is, or I could put money here, you know. So I'm looking and thinking about those things. Wait, I hear preaching or praying or something.
Yeah, I hear it too.
I hear it as well.
Hello? Ashanti, is that you on a prayer line?
No, I'm in a quiet room. I hear it, but it's not me.
God said, let me come through here real quick.
Send your word, Lord. Send your word.
Jesus. Okay, so I take it we on the right track. Because, you know, you'll read articles later. I never forget reading about this quote-unquote influencer on Instagram that had however many hundreds of thousands of followers that was arrested for shoplifting. So everything she was wearing, people thinking she living this life, she was stealing, you Wow. It's those things, and we can't just put it on the younger generation. We can't put it on them because I see women my age and older, like with that same pettiness that you're putting your value in price tags that we'll never know. Because you may have Gucci on, quote unquote, but how I know it's real Gucci, how I know it's discount Gucci, like where your Gucci came from. You know what I'm saying? Like I have questions. Like like real talk. But I think and I had looked up some stuff about when people have that mentality, that low self-esteem to where they really have to put on that shell, so to speak, to make us think they're full price, right? So one of the things I read is like people like to create drama. Mm-hmm. And you would think people with low self-esteem, low self-worth, you would think like they would not, like I was surprised when I read that. So what are your thoughts on that, Queen LyVonne? Do you see the correlation there?
I can. When you said that, I had to think for a moment, but I'm like, I can see that because I see it more as a deflective mechanism. They will cause the drama to deflect from what's really going on. So people can't really look at them and really see them because, it's something when you can make a connection with a person and you can look at their eyes and you can see that that smile isn't reaching the eyes, that there's some, fear or some anxiety of some, bitterness or some brokenness behind that smile. So if I can deflect from what's really going on in my life by stirring up some mess over here, you don't have time to look at me and to really see me. I can see it.
I agree. And to add to that, on the flip side, too, it's a lot of that, too, is about attention getting.
It
I
is.
have low self-esteem. I want attention. I need people to pay attention to me. So in order to keep attention, what better way than to start drama? What better way than to keep something going? Because now those usually are the people that say, if they're not talking about you, you're not doing something right. No, stop it. Stop it.
Who started that anyway? Who started that saying anyway?
I don't know.
If they talking about me, let me find out. Let me find out.
I think that stems from marketing, though. It's supposed to be no bad publicity. There's no such thing as bad publicity as long as you're getting noticed. Somebody's talking about you. You're relevant, whether it's good or bad. And I think people have taken that into their own lives and say, well, at least if somebody's talking about me, then that I must be relevant to them.
There's something called stalking. And if y'all know anything about me and my past, I know how to get a restraining order all day. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, so this is the next one, okay? This is the next one I heard, okay, or that I read. So another thing is they try to one-up you. So let's say, Queen Shannon, you said, girl, I just got this promotion at my job. I'm getting, $10 more an hour. Shannon about to be big balling. And then they're the person that will say, girl, please, they offered me that same position not that long ago. It ain't all that. You know what I'm saying? Thoughts, Queen Shannon. I've dealt with those kinds of people. And I have questions. Go ahead, Queen Shannon. I got one for Queen Ashanti next as well.
And
go ahead, Queen Shannon.
I can see that because that I've dealt with. You tell a story of, I went to Vegas and I didn't. This was my story. I didn't win anything because I didn't know what I was doing. Blah blah blah. And no, girl, I went like 2 years ago, and when I tell you I came back with like $10,000, I won it. And first of all,
where is it?
Right, that part. Let's start there. So what you do with that?
I
won that $10,000. Let me tell you, the investments I would have been making that probably would not have me here today. Looking at you, talking to you, I need to understand. And Valencia's voice, I have questions. So, that I can absolutely see that. I can absolutely, because again, it's still that whole. It keeps me relevant. It keeps me in the in crowd. Although I don't, and honestly, those people are usually the ones that spend all that money on the iPhones and clothes and have never left their city because they can't afford to. Because you spend money on stuff that's not important. But yet,
so they're low-key
jealous.
They're a little low-key jealous.
Pretty much.
That reminds me of last year, right before my grandmother died. I never forget, I'm telling. Me and my grandmother was rolling, Lord. She had a lot of good laughs because, I was spending days with her. So I gave her nothing but G-Baby cut up. So when I was headed to Canada last year, and I was, making sure it was okay with her, letting her know how long I was going to be gone, that kind of stuff. And my aunt, my mama's sister, I swear, Lord, was like, I was like, Mama said, she okay with me leaving, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, and I was like, because I'm going to, Canada, which I let everybody know ahead of time because somebody had to cover my shift. And she was like, oh, you're not the only one that could go to events.
Wow.
Okay, so what response do you? What version of Valencia? And mind you, my grandmother right there. Me and her looked at her like, what? No, okay, let me go back. Because she was saying she had something to do. She was going to New Orleans or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, so what you doing in New Orleans? Because I was going to be going to Canada. And then the next comment came, you're not the only one that could go to events. And I was like, oh, you're going to events? Well, it's an Avon convention. And this means, oh, are you speaking? No, I'm just going. How you going to compare me going to Canada to speak to you going to an Avon convention? I have questions.
To get some samples.
Ain't
Wow.
Stop it. Come back with some samples.
I'm angry about that all over again. When I tell you it was so ridiculous, like my grandmother, mind you, she was bedridden at this time. My grandmother, oh my God, we laughed until we cried. And I looked at her, all I could say was, really? Like, really?
What else was there to say?
Really? Not hating on Avon. Avon, holler at us. We are taking sponsors. But, I mean, I'm just saying. So I'm going to just leave that right there. So that brings me to the next point of what somebody with low self-worth do. They exaggerate. And I'm going to give you an example of, Queen Ashanti, because I know, like when somebody say, like they exaggerate. And my thing is don't exaggerate because I could verify facts on social media real quick. Because I said, you understand, when somebody said, like Queen Shannon was saying about Vegas, we did a week in Vegas and they did a week the next town over. Like the example of Queen Ashanti. I'm giving you that one. Go ahead, please.
Well, now that really does speak to low self-esteem and that spirit of jealousy and envy that runs rampant. It really does undergird all of the other scenarios that you've already named. I think people have, instead of living this best life, they put so much energy into faking it. And the faking it, that they've created this bubble, this I don't know, this fantasy, and they're not excited about it. They're really they've actually created their own personal hell where they are making themselves miserable. Yes. They are making themselves miserable, and they're trying to make you jealous of something that doesn't exist. It really is a fantasy. It's mental illness. It's mental illness.
I agree.
So, they're so twisted. There's so much manipulation and such twisted thinking that they've gotten caught up in the lies that they built. And, they want you to be jealous about it, and they're miserable in it. So it's just this perpetual foolery that it just snowballs into this thing that gets bigger and bigger, and they're getting madder, and you live in life, and they're getting madder, and you still live in life, and, it never ends. It's mental illness. It's insanity.
Absolutely.
I've seen that. And it's crazy. Like, you ever had somebody do that, and you it's a lie as the words come out of their mouth?
Yes.
Yeah, like absolutely. Judge Judy say, Judge Judy, holler at us. We'd love to have you as a guest. I put it in the atmosphere. But like Judge Judy say, if you tell the truth, you don't have to have a good memory.
That's it. I've had conversations with people, and as soon as the conversation starts, instead of them saying, "Hey, how you doing?" and what's going on in your life, they just jump into all of this me, I need to jump on this conference call, but why did you call me if you need to jump on a conference call? They have all of these clients. And I'm thinking, well, that's great you have all of these clients, because isn't that why you got in this business? So it's like exaggeration, and I don't know I never know what I'm supposed to say. Like, do you want a cookie? I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
Listen, y'all, we have a caller with a question.
You checked the area code?
I was just
yes, I
did.
Okay.
We're going to have to explain it to Ashanti later. Okay, so let's see what they have to say. My finger on the trigger in case, y'all, because because you never know. You never know. Mm-hmm. Hi,
hello,
caller.
ladies.
Welcome on the line. Hello. Go ahead, please.
Hello. Yeah, so I, as a classy black man, I try to give people a chance on their upbringing and their mentality. But as you guys have been kind of leaning to, it's kind of difficult to invite certain people into your bubble. So here's a question for you.
Okay.
You want to be, my name is Q.
Q, okay.
You want to be inclusive of your culture, like Irish people are inclusive of Irish women, Russian guys are inclusive of Russian women. But sometimes when we're dealing with certain male friends and certain female counterparts, they have this mentality that's so poisonous that you have to remove yourself from dealing with them. I mean, smile, but, walk away. You know what I'm saying? So here's the question I have for you. This is work. We all know work, and, women sometimes say equality and all this type of stuff. But with this type of mentality that a lot of people have, I tend to find that women at work try to use a lot of guys for their chivalry. Hey, get that box off the top row for me. Lift this up for me. And I said to a couple of people, I work here just like you do. So you got the same position I do. I don't ask you to clean up when we have a birthday party. I don't ask you to cook sausages when we get, and then they turn around and say, you ain't no real man. So my question is, in that example, isn't this the same mentality of value, this person really focusing on what they can get out of something as opposed to what they give, and then using people for their advantage? Aren't you guys saying the same thing we men say?
Okay. Okay. Q, I got confused. Are we on the same subject?
I was going to say, Q, I'm not. So are you saying that women are not knowing their worth when they're trying to get men to help them?
I'm saying, and maybe I misunderstood as you guys were because you guys were laughing a lot, so maybe I misunderstood. I thought it was all about, as you guys were discussing it, that people have this mentality of using people and things to their advantage. Did I misconstrue that?
Yeah, let me.
You have
our. Yeah. Hold on, ladies, because tonight you have a great question, like great, perfect question. Wrong.
Yes, you do.
Because when we're talking about a price tag mentality, we're talking more about how people base their self-worth based on what they have on, how society tries to put a price tag on us. And as far as the laughing and everything like that, I don't know if this is your first show or not, but that's just how we do. It's like a chat of women and men sitting around having a real discussion about tonight about how society makes us feel like we have to spend $800 on bundles or rent rims or those things. So where you have a great question, stay tuned. We might tackle that next time. But thank you so much for your question. Have a great day, honey. Okay, so the next, did I touch on brag? Did I touch on brag? Did I touch on that?
We hadn't gotten there just yet.
Okay, so one of the things, and I've seen this, but it kind of was like, kind of like the exaggerating part. And, of course, as queens, we want everybody to win, right? Like, but when it comes to bragging, and I think you kind of touched on that a little bit, or had started to touch on that, Ashanti, with the bragging. So what are your thoughts on that as far as in regards to the price tag mentality?
I think it goes back to seeking validation and being having that attention-seeking type mentality where, you're wanting people to tell you your worth, and that's very, very dangerous. When you brag to the point where you're wanting people to focus in on you and validate who you are. When you give people the power to tell you who you are, you in essence lose power. You see, so bragging can be very dangerous because it's very, very self-centered. And it invites others to join in on your conversation about yourself. And once people take over the narrative of your life, you lose control. You lose power. So bragging is very, very tricky. It's a tangled web. It's a very tangled web. You have to be very, very careful. And the Bible says when, if you're seeking validations from other people, that's your reward right here. You want other people to pat you on the back? Exactly. That's your reward. So you've just canceled out what God has for you. See, God, he can do exceedingly, abundantly above all we can ever ask or think. There is so much more in store for us. But if we want to just boast and lift ourselves up and be condescending to others, and we just want someone to say, "Oh yeah, you're that awesome. You're so awesome," because we want people to say that you're so awesome. Once you get that, that's the reward. That's it. That's it. So it's very, very dangerous.
Ashanti just dropped the mic.
I want my reward. They can keep that. I want my reward in heaven. Y'all keep all that, okay? Just saying.
I'm sorry. I'm a little traumatized. Okay, I'm making a executive decision. We ain't taking no more random calls to the end of the year. I'm sorry. I had to say that to 2019.
I didn't know what happened.
We wish because it just the whole vibe was just thrown there. Can I just say that the whole vibe? We were on our own.
Yes. Wait, we peaked up like a game note.
Where do we take the turn? What happened?
But what women asking you to get boxes? I have questions about your price tag. Okay, what women asking you to get boxes off the shelves has to do with self-worth?
That's the thing.
You can't be a gentleman to get it for me.
That's what I was going to say. And when I'm front, if you see me trying to reach for a box, you better be like, "Wait a minute, sis, let me get that for you."
Right.
But then maybe that's just the men that I know.
Oh, okay.
Well, see,
I have questions.
But you got to see you have to see how that caller fell right in line. See, everything happens. Everything has a purpose. He fell right in line.
Go ahead and tell us, Ashanti, because I'm frowned up over here.
Yeah. So he was seeking validation. He called with an uber sexy voice because we were supposed to drool. It was very, very nice. Yeah. We were supposed to drool and ooh and ah over him. We were. We did not give him what he needed.
But wait, time out. Did you say an uber sexy voice?
It was extra sexy. It was extra sexy, but there was no substance there because he could not have wanted to be a part of this a real part of this conversation because he didn't know the topic. So when we didn't drool over the man that just came into the midst of this gathering of women, he had to think really quickly, and he wasn't as quick on his feet as he should have been. Had he been listening, he would have known that he was completely off topic. So that's how I know that he was seeking validation. He was seeking for us to give him value because he almost had like a drawl. It was a growl. It was hi. We were supposed to come out of character.
I can't even.
Based on his voice. We were supposed to do that. And I noticed it from the very beginning, and I'm thinking, okay, we're talking about, so, and when he was off track, he was completely off track. He was never on and got off track. He was off track from the beginning. So it was validation-seeking behavior. It was wanting us to add value because here's a caller, and when we didn't give him what he wanted, he did two things. He tried to steer the conversation in a different direction, take it off topic, which meant the attention would have been on him. Again, that's validation-seeking behavior. And number two, I heard the shade. Y'all were laughing. Yeah. So now I'm going to throw a little shade at you guys because you're not giving me what I want. But
knowing.
Somebody done told you wrong, Mr. Uber Sexy Voice.
right into the den and had no idea what den you walked into.
No, and I was, and this is the thing. And listening audience, we have no problem with callers. However, this is the thing. We're queens. We respect each other, and if you call the show, we would love to hear others' opinions, but you're going to be respectful of what we do. If Define You Radio is not your cup of tea, then that's all fine and good. But guess what? People come here because they feel like they're at home sitting around, part of a conversation of some girlfriends or some guy friends or whatever have you. Number one, please check us on social media. Please. Because, don't come for Define You Radio unless we send for you.
Please,
now back on
topic. Please call the topic.
And that's how we're respectful of one another, and we can have meaningful conversations with, with good banter. But if we're not conscious of what the topic is, that lets me know that you're not a listener. So, yeah, and that means if you're not a listener, you're not an effective communicator. No matter how your voice sounds, sir, you're not an effective communicator because you're not a listener.
And I know,
and really, the topic can be a really great follow-up topic down the road, but it just was not for tonight. It didn't make sense.
Right. And then him throwing shade, you lost value in our eyes, sir. I know the voice of Idris and Denzel. That's all I can say. I know
he was almost there, though. He was almost there. It was nice. It was a nice
but
voice.
See, Denzel.
We just didn't do what he wanted us to do.
Our price tag is in itself. Don't get me started. Don't get me. But you know what? That says a whole lot. And see, even though he came in for whatever reason, he kind of made our point about knowing your self-worth. If you know your self-worth, know who you are, and know your point, you would say, oh, I'm sorry, okay, maybe I was confused on the topic. Then we could have explained, then he could have added an effective 2 cents to the conversation. But when you don't know your self-worth, then you easily try to throw shade, which is very girl-like, or don't get me started, or throw some negativity in a positive conversation. Because if, sir, you don't see the self-esteem issues that society is dealing with via all these shootings, all these suicides, all of these depression issues, all these things, then, sir, I need you to study what's going on in the world and tell me what your boxes have to do with uplifting society and help people realize their worth. I'm going to drop the mic and pass it to LyVonne.
Baby G. G baby has entered the building.
I know. I'm just sitting here dying, but I agree with you everything that you all said, because I think he would have been able to give us a nice male perspective if instead of inserting himself, he would have came in and listened and, allowed us to say, okay, that's not what we're talking about. Let's steer you back, and been able to give us a great male perspective. It would have been nice to have that, because men also deal with the same issue of, dealing with price tags, as we talked about. So, he missed an opportunity to be a part of an awesome conversation.
That's right.
And instead got the claws.
Bless it.
I can't even, Jesus. So, kind of to sum up the show, which has been a very interesting, as far as your self-worth. And I know people, and it's sad, like grown women older than me, who everything has to have a name. From their car to the earrings to this, and this. And this particular person, I love her. I love her personality, but I had to stop being around her because everything was about names. And all of this and all of that. But you're covering up how smart and great of a person you are, because it's more important that I know that you have a Gucci belt, or what's the 2 C's, Coco Chanel. That's whatever the 2 C's are, or a Louis Vuitton jacket, or any of those things that, to me, and to each his own, but to me, that's not important. You feel free to ask for my cash app so you can help on Cameron tuition. Go ahead and share.
You know what's really interesting is that when you see the name brands, and if the label is huge, either it's a knockoff brand or it is an authentic brand, but it's the cheap version of that brand. So, like, say for instance, if someone is walking around with heel figure like huge across their chest, that's the cheap version of Tommy Hilfiger.
And targeted towards a certain audience.
Right.
Targeted towards a certain audience.
Exactly. The Gucci symbol or the Chanel symbol is huge. That's the cheaper version of it. It may be, actually authentic to the brand, but it's the cheaper version. It's not like if the label is very small, or it blends into the background, or you don't see it at all, the value is there. Not when it's plastered all across your body. People don't get that.
Wow.
People don't get that.
I learned something new. So next time somebody be bragging on something, I'm like, girl, that's a cheap version, because I could see all the label, boo-boo.
Right. If the MK is larger than your chest, it's the cheap version.
Wow.
Seriously. I'm serious.
I came with Queen Ashanti. This is what happened. What had happened was, Queen Shannon, your closing thoughts for tonight's show.
My closing thoughts. The best way to prevent from falling victim to price tag mentality is for real find out who you are and just live in that. Live in that, and then you will never have to worry about a price tag mentality because you won't care to impress anybody. You won't care to live beyond your means. You will, in fact, understand financial literacy and understand that it's not necessary to spend that kind of money on things that can be gone tomorrow or within the next 30 minutes. Take time to invest in something that's going to be an asset to you, that's going to make you some money back. That's the best way to use your money. That's the best way to show, if you feel you need to show who you are, that's the best way to do it. Show who you are by your knowledge of investment and building yourself as a whole, not just showing yourself by a price tag.
Yeah,
Queen Shannon,
I agree.
She went from good, bad, and sideways all night. Good, bad, and sideways. Queen Ashanti, your closing thoughts?
Just know your value, know your worth, and know that you're enough. You're enough, and you don't have to live your life where you're constantly trying to prove yourself to anyone or anything else. Just be true to who you are, and you're just enough. Live in that. Wear that.
We're closing the show off so sweet after setting it off a few minutes ago.
I know.
It's been a show tonight. My final thought would be to stop. Don't live your life trying to be defined by a price tag. Stop allowing society to add a dollar sign, a comma, or a zero to your worth or your value and trying to be connected to someone else's brand. Find out who you are, understand your own self-value and your own self-worth, and then become the brand. I did share this earlier, and I think I like this statement. Stop trying to attain to reach a bar. Just be the bar.
Oh, yeah. She's dropping bombs in here.
Okay. All night. My closing thought, besides don't come for Define You Radio. But besides that, I would say this, because one of the things I posted the other day was like, look at your last 5 phone calls or something like that. See what kind of conversations you and your friends are having. Are y'all talking MK or 401k?
Oh, there it is.
That's the mic drop.
There it is.
Valencia, Queen. That's the mic drop.
My eyebrows raised right now.
I know. That's a hashtag.
That was it right there.
Jesus.
That's it. There it is.
I ain't got nothing else to say besides.
No, honey, you ain't got to say nothing else.
Look, I have to promote, promote, because this man is not paying us. However, me and Queen Shannon are digging in this book called The Wealth Choice. Dennis Kimbrough, holla at us. Success Secrets of Black Millionaires. If you are part of Define You Movement, we'll be sharing tips about that. But when I tell you he's dropping some knowledge bombs in this book, like I want me and my friends to, I want to say I roll with Queens and we roll into Dubai. Like we not just going around the corner because we MK shopping and we are at the outlet mall. You know what I'm saying? So really, as you grow and you learn, especially about your price tag, is your price tag only for you? Like your price tag only good for today and tomorrow it's expired and your kids got nothing? You didn't leave them no self-esteem and no ducats. Come on now. How much are you worth if we knew what Chase said? What does Chase say you worth? I'm done. Don't forget to connect with me and our fabulous co-host and our special guest, Queen Ashanti Barnes, who is a phenomenal woman herself. I think you guys probably will be hearing her periodically because she adds such a great value to the show tonight. Literally, it was sporadic, but that's what queens do. We be ready. We be ready. So join us on Facebook.
Stay ready.
With that being said, pens and papers down. Class is officially over. Until next time, remember your past doesn't define you. It gives you definition, and what you do with that is up to you. See you guys next week.
Thank you for listening to Define You Radio. Make sure you